double sentinel, so it's really difficult for EDG to push out mid against this. You just end up running into trademark, running into the wall. Liquid are going to need big results from Camo.
Delayed horn from Simon. He's looking for that mid-round information towards A, and it wasn't broken, so options for 𝐶𝐚𝐥 if he wanted to go for that deep push, but mid is the goal here for Team Liquid. Drone sets the sight over towards at least lane, but it's Art that's really getting contested.
There.
They didn't clear nobody in B Link, but 𝐶𝐚𝐥 has found this walk up over towards B.
So damn deep here.
There is a vice wall, of course, so he can't full commit to it, but he knows where 𝐒𝐤𝐢𝐚 is now. And that is...
Yeah. You're giving the plot away here, and it's just a call for the 3-2-1 swing out from the players to the wall triggered. That's an attempt of a timing by 𝐶𝐚𝐥. He's going to make a go of it. Still, he's trapped tight to the corner once more, and EDG barely removing this guy, but still finding the value. And as the wall fades away, 𝐶𝐚𝐥 ensures that nobody's going to be fading to black. 𝐶𝐚𝐥 barely there. Flash backs himself out.
They have to go back and get the spike at this point still.
It's miles away.
And look at where Patty is. I mean, Patty and 𝐶𝐚𝐥 could not be more disconnected from each other. And 𝐶𝐚𝐥 looking great here on this pistol round.
It's a lovely one.
Determined to have EDG run away with a 2-0 to start at Bangkok. They have read that 𝐶𝐚𝐥 is rotating, and I don't think it's a bad read. Because otherwise he abandoned Patty Tech, and that is what happened, but they had to go and get the spike. EDG are not reading into the fact that Team Liquid just left the spike in the shops.
Does leave 𝐶𝐚𝐥 open plant and open sight here. EDG looks to play this one together. Simon has haunt as well, so it's good util to clear out potential corners, and as long as you play together with that discipline and trade each other out, in theory, should go well. But you are up against 𝐶𝐚𝐥 himself, and this guy, he's a menace.
It looks like it's planted for back halls. When do they decide to use the haunt?
Beautiful, but timinged. Simon sticking, diffuse, potential half, and it's not quite planted for him, so the stick all the way through into the end! And it's Simon who saves the day for him. 𝐶𝐚𝐥, consolation prize for the kills at the end. Still, pistol round is what EDG are going to be happy with.
It's a net profit there, using the headhunter bullet to get the kill. This pinch, well played by the EDG players. It's such a weird one, because 𝐶𝐚𝐥 knows where 𝐒𝐤𝐢 is, calls for a crunch onto him, but then doesn't commit through the wall. With 𝐶𝐚𝐥, they get separated. And I think some of these coordination errors are starting to make a big difference. The fact that we haven't seen these two comps match tested from these teams. There's promise for sure in terms of them both having great records here on Pearl potentially, but the details are getting missed in some of these rounds.
Best of चल रहा है ना सब चीजें। वो किधर है ये? भाई
looking his way around. This is almost desperation in terms of the buy, but what is occurring here? 𝐒𝐚𝐥 walking around, okay. One player dealt with, removed from the side. 𝐒𝐤𝐢 can't be asleep at the wheel into that spot. He's got the supplementary util at least to try and help him out. 𝐶𝐚𝐥, so there's no pushback, but there's a pull into their face and they're all blind as anything. Spamming away, vulnerable top, but the touch even save you here. It's 𝐶𝐚𝐥 making a good go. My God, they put him into a bloody blender.
EDG though still coming out with the results in the midst of all of that chaos. The shock into the pool felt like it should have been able to kill both of those EDG defenders. And that gamble of going, as you had pointed out, for the force buy, I mean, it was such a bad force.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought the HUD bugged out.
It was such
genuinely,
a bad force.
I didn't want to comment on it because I didn't think that they would actually go for that.
Like one of the camo half bought, some of the others had full armor ghost.
Brother, they're losing the plot. Don't bring out the goo. Come on. First match.
It does kind of feel like Team Liquid are losing it here.
Yeah. Please do not bring out the Elmas. Camo kills to be found. Oh my! Simon, can you save the day? Put up a bit of a stand against this one. Cuts it up close. My God, this is smoke is just blooming.
Hero rifles actually, it's doing it. The fact that Camo saved on the previous round now gives him the bulldog that might win them round 15.
Not too soon, apparently. Still, 𝐒𝐤𝐚
ये वाले 12 एक
cuts it up to the side there, and 𝐒𝐤𝐚 just taking a few bullets straight. 𝐒𝐚𝐤
भाई
not long behind him. 10-5.
EDG
EDG
मैच जा जाके
steamrolling.
मार रहे भाई जा जाके
It's a
खत्म है
gamble
उनका
from Liquid.
तभी भी मारा
When
मारी
they go
चल रही है
down
उनकी।
8-5, deciding to go for the force, not willing to go down by 4,
Saढ़े पाँच
and now
और
they're down by 5 because the risk, the gamble did not pay off.
सॉरी 12 12
I don't understand what the read is there necessarily.
12 ना
Must have thought that nobody was playing.
12
Tucked
ए
up
भारी यार
towards double
इधर
doors,
तेरी
but
लेना
interesting.
करना कौन
Yeah, some bizarre moments in this one. 5 to 10, and they pull this lead back a little. Feels like EDG are running away with it.
5.5 hours आणि पोहोचायला पण किती वेळ
I
लागतो
mean, at least
12
Nats has the ult, so danger in the hands of these Team Liquid players, but 𝐒𝐚𝐥 immediately just taking our party up over towards A main, moving a potential position to play in, rejoining and regrouping with the rest of his team. EDG have got that pack mentality now, looking to clear the way out through mid. Nobody's alone, essentially, taking this fight. I mean, they all are, man.
This is the spike just dropped in the middle of mid. Team Liquid have got a decent read on the fact that B is being played for retake. They should have that info. They've seen it on the pistol. They've seen it
सीधा गायब नो लाइक
kind of by
कोने वे लाइक
dying at double doors and dying in
ये तो क्या
R,
गेम खेलेगा
and yet not really respecting EDG's ability to fight in mid.
ऐसे दिखते नहीं रहे
The Liquid players have talked before about
उनकी दर्द
having a feel for the game. And when they feel like they've got the rhythm of what's going on, they get the timings, they feel good, they feel confident, they're playing together. Here, this round was an example of the exact opposite.
Yeah, they're not quite hearing the drums, are they?
ओ भर दिया
Nats is going to give it a go, but there's 15 seconds. It's not even possible to get the spike out.
Exactly.
But, I mean, Nats has got a free gun, so you might as well.
Look a bit flashy into the tail end of the round.
His own slow betraying him there, though, from the tour de force, and it's looking
My
like a bit of a
God.
limp end to this.
Nobody?
Oh,
Where did he pull that one from? Doing tricks on him.
EDG running away with things right now. Team Liquid need to revitalize all of the energy that was in the air for Split. And the way in which that ended, it's been sucked out the room.
There is so much individuality occurring from Team Liquid. And like you said, you know, they feel like when they've got a rhythm and a feel for the flow of the game, they're taking liberties, they're getting quirky with it. Contact walking up, always as a pack usually as well, finding the gaps and timings, but EDG in control.
बोल दिया करने के लिए गायब ही हो गई है
Tag time out here for Liquid. The coach is low.
भाई क्या ही खेलते हैं भाई ये लोग फुल मारा मार फुल धपा धप 11-5 सेकेंड मैप कौन सा है देखा नहीं मैंने अभी देखना शुरू किया टीएल का टाइम आउट चल रहा है सही चल रहा है अगर ये 11-5 टीएल का हाँ तो नहीं ये नहीं ये मैच में थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है वन साइड तो कर ही दिया उन्होंने अभी अल्ट किसकी है एस्ट्रा की है यूरू की है इसमें और चीजों भी नहीं यूरू इधर भी यूरू है बस एक यूरू का है इधर यूरू का अल्ट है इधर दोनों का अल्ट है
Invest fully, but they are half in, half out.
That is so strange, because it's not even like Nats has his ult in the next round. That's a weird one.
I wouldn't hate a full investment when 𝐒𝐚𝐤 has the dimensional drift.
No. I mean, also, I wouldn't hate just 𝐒𝐚𝐤 running a shorty, basically, and trying to get a pick.
Going for it. Instead, he's going to be sent straight to the dirt.
I mean, that's a nice coordinated play from EDG, though, realizing that this pressure's been coming through B. They clear it out. Defense reclear is good for both teams in that area of the map. Team Liquid, though, not in position to react.
Yeah. Simon, Midas of Jiggle gets the confirmation with that info. Thorns popped off at a moment's notice there. EDG were very much ready for this one now, turning into the A split with a Cosmic Divide. Splits the way, gives a bit of safety in terms of the plant.
Planted. Taking that back.
And a plant that can't be spammed as well. Very open. 𝐤𝐚𝐥 looking for information.
Yeah, Cosmic Divider zone. So sets them up now for the retake. He's trying to spot a
Hasn't
few of these
seen
players. Hold on, seen one. Not much more past it. Oh my god, what an overextension! And 𝐒𝐚𝐥 returns with a fire. There's that trade. Earns a rifle as well, just for his troubles, but a dart dealt with. 𝐤𝐤, watchful eye onto a multitude of these players, and he's cleaned up almost single-handedly. This guy running rampant now, and EDG, the safety in numbers. Simon with the defuse, fully sticking this away. The weaponry just not even there for Paratech.
Nice play, EDG.
12-5, EDG. A clear difference here in this second half of Pearl. Not even close.
Yeah.
Second half to एक भी round दिया नहीं उन्होंने.
And they are, Team Liquid are actually going to be able to scramble together a buy here towards the end. That's 750 credits that they were keeping in the bank. It's just been enough. Thanks to getting the plant down. And any kill money that they were able to acquire as well. It's just enough to get Nats a Guardian and Camo light armor rifle. So they haven't completely trolled their economy, but they are going to need 7 rounds in a row on a half where they haven't even got one yet.
Yeah, Sisyphean at best, isn't it? The boulder might just be crushing you. 𝐤𝐚𝐥 sees it. It's a dimensional drift though, so okay, Camo's going to be safe here, spotting out 2 of the players, including the operator. 𝐤𝐚𝐥's backing out. 𝐤𝐤, he was dropped, so that means the setup on B does go down. Team Liquid have cracked this one open. Camo to hold on to the space towards back halls. Can't give up too many easy kills. 𝐤𝐚𝐥 with the operator. Going to be difficulty in that. Hunter's Fury, Simon just predicts incorrectly. Sidesteps into the wrong direction. 𝐒𝐸𝐷 just going to be fading away here. It's a stun with good connection at that. It's going to be onto the second player, but pulls it back in a round. It's going to be the TP to evacuate. Salvo's in through, into back halls. No one able to capitalize just from the player's position. So Team Liquid get the round win and still are alive in this series.
𝐤𝐴 ended up being super important there for them to crack into this in the first place.
Nice round.
Paratech is running all the way around the world right now to try to get rid of this op. And look at him sprinting around, hoping to find 𝐤𝐚𝐥, saving that weapon somewhere. Can he get it? Gets a bullet for his troubles.
Yeah.
This has provided a little bit of a cushion for Team Liquid to work with. They're not going to be hurting in terms of the Rico. Going to be able to get guns up and online.
1 round at a time is what it takes.
𝐤𝐤 contesting against the 𝐤𝐴 ult is really bold. I think at this point they were just kind of disrespecting Liquid. They'd won 5 rounds in a row on their defense side. They weren't scared of him. So back to the kind of regular defensive setup from EDG. Nobody on B. And I don't mean the player, I mean literally not a soul. Not a soul on B.
Quick to leave it, getting proactive with the flash on top of it, so no acknowledgement. Oh, it's a blind spot. It's a blind spot, yet still an adjustment. Reactions off the charts from 𝐤𝐚𝐥.
Oh, that's gross. And they've triple pushed out main as well. So Kiko is alone in mid. Does he get cleared? Does he get pinched?
Here comes the slow squeeze, and he's not aware of that. Snaps to the back of the head, that's execution star from nobody.
And this looks like a sad end for Liquid.
Steel Garden for Steel Garden. See the shorties in play. Armageddon at least, trying to buy some space. Oh my god, Paddy, what the hell are you playing at? Pushing right into the fray, right into the enemy's face. There's 2 left to stand here. 𝐤𝐚𝐥 try and carve out some space alongside Camo, and it done just that with a couple of kills of their own, but it's just 1 left to stand. 1v2 Nightfall, no more sound cues, it's pure reactions. Just the aim in your eyes that you can lean on and try and rely on. Earns himself the 1 to the 1v1, but 𝐒𝐸𝐷 saves the day, and EDG shut it down before it just gets away. 13-6, 2-0 finish. What an opening here to Masters Bangkok.
I think you're coming away with feeling pretty good about EDG here. Opening game of the Swiss stage, they've showed us 2 different compositions on 2 maps, really making the best use of the break that they had with that earlier finish to Chinese kickoff. Playing good compositions as well, adding more of the Taeho into the mix. And even...
गलत भाई सेकंड मैप पे डिपेंड है अभी क्या चीजें होगी अच्छे खेले EDG अच्छा खेले हर एक बंदा फुल्ली कंट्रोल्ड खेलता है इनका।
And EDG, we were saying in theory, but
actually, I mean, with the changes in the compositions, I'm not feeling too bad about EDG there.
No.
They...
A big question mark for me was if 𝐶𝐚𝐥 was going to be playing Euro.
Yeah.
And I think he showcased at least that.
We got to see them play against another team, though, that we know is good at Pearl before you're able to make any real assessments about it. Fun fact as well, that's actually the first time that EDG's even been able to beat Team Liquid.
There you go.
These orgs have gone up against each other, different rosters for Team Liquid in the past, but they were 0-3 all time, including one off-season result. So 0-2 in VCT. This is now, as Jiju said in the press conference, this time, it's our turn to win.
Absolutely. And EDG, they might have been tested in their own region, but listen, they came here to play. They have a title to defend it.
इनका सही निकला, नहीं तो लंका लग जाती इनकी। सेकंड मैप कौन सा इनका? जरा चेक करता हूँ मैं, सेकंड मैप कौन सा है। पिक किया था ना, किसी को मालूम है कोई सेकंड मैप कौन सा है इनका?
Alright, first of all, congratulations for the win. สำหรับวันนี้นะครับเราก็มาอยู่กับคังของเรานะฮะบอกเลยว่าเล่นกันเดือดมากๆจริงๆแล้วผมเชื่อว่าหลายๆคนก็น่าจะมีคำถามเยอะเหมือนกันนะครับในการที่จะถามคนผู้นี้นะครับผมสำหรับคำถามแรกครับผมอยากที่จะรู้เหลือเกินครับว่าทางคังเนี่ยครับบอกเลยนะว่าอีเวนต์เนี้ยนะครับเรียกว่า Dawn of the Duelist รุ่งอรุณแห่ง Duelist อยากรู้ครับว่าเขาคิดว่า Duelist คนไหนเก่งที่สุดในการแข่งนี้ครับผม So first question, this whole event is called the Dawn of the Duelist. I would like to know who is the best duelist in this competition in your point of view for this competition.
首先，恭喜康康你们取得了这场比赛的胜利。那我们整一个赛事其实的主题就是决斗序章嘛。那从你的角度来看，你觉得谁是最强的决斗者呢？
我觉得德克应该是最强的决斗，但是你身为一个决斗者，你就要有以下犯上的决心。
I mean, in my point of view, maybe Dirk, but as a duelist, you have that determination to be like, even if I'm the underdog, I have that determination to win.
โอ้สำหรับผมเองนะครับผมก็มองอยู่ว่าเดอร์เกอร์ก็เป็นคนที่เก่งอยู่เหมือนกันนะครับผมแต่อย่างไรก็ตามครับการที่จะเป็นดูเอลิสที่ดีเนี่ยเราจะต้องมีความมุ่งมั่นความตั้งใจนะครับผมและนั่นก็คือสิ่งที่ผมมีนั่นเองนะฮะโอ้โหไม่ธรรมดาไม่ธรรมดา Alright, awesome. To the next question, Kang. You mentioned previously that you would want to be champions at one of the Masters, to add you to your trophy collection. How confident are you after this amazing performance in your match?
之前可能提到过说，想要再要获得一次大师赛的冠军，来进入到我们这个奖杯的集收当中嘛。那在这一场精彩的比赛过后，现在信心如何呢？
怎么说呢？信心肯定是有的，然后能不能拿冠军再看吧，对吧？
Of course, we are confident, but if we can finally got this trophy, got this championship, we'll see.
ก็นะครับผมสำหรับความมั่นใจนะครับต้องถามก่อนนะครับเพราะเมื่อกี้ผมน่าจะลืมถามคำถามนะครับผมคำถามคือว่าเขาเคยพูดว่า มีความตั้งใจที่จะได้แชมเปี้ยนนะครับผมในรายการมาสเตอร์อีกครั้งหนึ่งเลยถามว่าโหเล่นขนาดนี้เนี่ยมั่นใจขนาดไหนนะครับผมซึ่งความเป็นจริงแล้วเนี่ยคังเขาก็บอกว่าไม่รู้ว่าจะเป็นยังไงเหมือนกันครับผมแต่ค่อนข้างมั่นใจกันเลยทีเดียวนะครับผมนะครับผมอีกหนึ่งคำถาม one last question right and we cannot skip this one สำหรับคำถามสุดท้ายนะครับผมอยากรู้มากเลยใครจะไปคิดเกมแรกเราเล่นไปถึง30 ราวน์เลยทีเดียวนะครับอยากรู้ว่าคิดอะไรนะเพราะว่าเอาจริงๆคือเป็นแชมป์เก่ามาด้วยอยากรู้มากเลยว่าไปถึงจุดนั้นเนี่ยคิดอะไร so I don't think we can skip this question you know the first game it was really intense your performance was great but also your opponent has put up a great fight we went to round 30 I want to know what went through your mind
当然，我们绝对不可以错过的一个问题，就是在第一张图的时候，你打得非常好，当然你们的对手也是发挥非常的出色，甚至一度到了一共30轮的这种小局嘛。那当时什么一个感受呢？
我不想管他们到底是什么感受，我只想把他们碾碎。
Actually, during the matchup, I actually didn't really want to think about what our opponent is thinking. I just want to smash them.
โหแปลไงให้ดูดีๆฮะเอาละนะครับคังบอกว่าก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันนะครับผมคือไม่ได้คิดอะไรมากครับคิดแค่ว่าต้องลุยให้ชนะครับผมand that okay ladies and gentlemen and that is just match number 1 we do have one more left but first of all that was amazing thank you Kang congratulations on your first win and we'll take it back to the break and we'll be right back.
सीक्रेट लैब का एक नया चेयर लेंगे तब सीक्रेट लैब का ही लेंगे ग्रीन सोल तो हो गया अपना भी एक अच्छा वाला लेंगे अभी आपके लिए वेरी कंफर्टेबल एकदम मस्त ऐसे कुशंस वाला एकदम जैसे सोना पड़े उसके ऊपर हाँ ये क्योंकि ये मेरे लिए इतना काफ़ी है क्योंकि मैं सो के कुछ फ़ायदा नहीं आपके लिए लेंगे एक बड़ा वाला अच्छा सा बैग भाई 2-0 तो हो गया है इनका 1 तो हो गया था माँ कसम DRX vs SEN का देखें गेम 1 गेम 2 चलो ये आगे
South Korean Celsius. Yeah. How did this start, and why did you call yourself Korean Celsius?
그냥 젤시스 님을 봤을 때 이렇게 분위기를 올려주고 막 이런 게 저를 닮은 것 같아서 너무 마음에 들어가지고 좋아. 또 좋아하는 형. 그래서 코리안 젤시스로 스스로 부르기 시작했어.
So when I looked at Celsius, I kind of saw a little bit of me in him because he's the vibe merchant, you know, keeping everyone happy, and you know, he's like my American Hyung bro. He's a good person, so I started calling myself Korean Celsius.
Aww.
Thank
Look
you.
at that. He
Cutie.
sees himself in you.
That's my little bro.
Aww.
That's little bro.
See what am I gonna say? Connection
Yeah.
here. What was your reaction when you heard the Korean Celsius thing coming up?
At first, I think I saw it from a tweet, and I think it was my teammates that were like, "Yo, someone is calling themselves Korean Celsius in Korea." I'm like, who? And then like I saw the tweet, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cute." And then I was watching his like hype video. I can't remember the team you were playing, but he was just like yelling on stage and really hyped, and I was like, "Yeah, Korean Celsius."
Yeah, he
Yeah.
representing the brand well.
Yeah. He's doing great. He's a very happy guy. Every time I see him, he's smiling, having fun. So yeah.
So that is the Celsius spirit
That's
that
the
you
Celsius
want
spirit.
to
Celsius.
impart. Okay, well, one very important part of that as well is the fact that you are experts at selling your respective bundles. So here's what we're going to do for this segment. We are going to be selling your respective bundles. You will have 30 seconds each to promote your bundles in any way possible. I'm going to give you guys the biggest platform, so prepare well. Let me know if you guys are ready, and yeah.
Ready?
Ready. 준비.
Okay.
준비. Okay, who wants to go first? Any takers?
Do you want me to go? Okay, I'll go.
따로.
I'll go first.
Who will go
Okay.
first? Okay, all right.
Okay.
We are going to learn from the master himself. So, Celsius, anytime you're ready,
Go.
on your cue.
Okay, I'm gonna start now, and sadly, I'm gonna take this to a competition. I'm just gonna write 2 because there's only 2 bundles here, and we're not the second bundle, so SEN bundle is number 1. It's also the number of how many masters we have compared to DRX, and why you should also buy the Sentinels bundle. And yeah, that's all I'm going with. Nice, short, simple, and sweet.
All right. Spoken like a true veteran of bundle selling. Okay.
오케이.
Okay.
오케이.
Okay. Okay. Korean Celsius, take it away.
저는
네.
말을 못하기 때문에
네.
그림으로 표현하겠다고 해주세요.
Okay, since he can't talk,
Of
you
course.
just speak English. He'll draw it out.
오케이.
Okay, 30
Let's
seconds.
This is exciting.
क्या करते भाई ये स्क्रीन को
I won't
साले
until it's done.
जेंट्स भी सेम दिखते लेडीज भी सेम ही
That's
दिखते
true.
फुल चमड़ी
Kind of nervous.
DRX. Oh.
It's a very different approach.
Yeah,
that you
very
had.
different.
So. Jen is snickering.
Jen, don't laugh. You're making me nervous.
Jen is snickering.
Yo, we need a timer here, by the way. This is cheating. I did mine in like 15 seconds, I think.
에. Wait. 오케이.
Okay. Okay.
Finish.
Finish? Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Train sends us. What?
He shot you dead with the
That's good.
bundle.
DRX bundle.
DRX 클래시 있으면 젤시스를 이지 컷 할 수 있다.
Oh. Okay, so you get DRX bundle. Use the DRX Classic, then Celsius is an easy cut.
Oh.
He got me.
my
He got
gosh.
me.
I think you both did great, by the way. Show that drawing loud and proud. That's a very nice detailed drawing over there. Thank you guys from
job.
learning from our expert bundle
Nice
sellers here,
one, nice
our
one.
Vibe merchants. Hope that convinced you guys to buy both of these bundles. And yeah, we'll see you around.
Bye.
바이바이.
DRX U1 live सेंटिनल्स की टीम जब भी आएगी तब भी शोर तो मचेगा भाई क्या ही खेलते ये लोग एकदम वाइब वाइब वाली वाइब Okay.
The seed one. They did win the title, but 𝐒𝐤𝐤, they only played against Korean teams. They haven't played against anybody else yet this year with this new roster. So how big of a challenge do you think this match against Sentinels will be compared to what they had to face domestically?
Exactly. I think that for Sentinels and any team that has to, at some point have to go through the lower bracket, having that loss, losing as a team also is very important. It's going to play a part, right? Like you have people that are going to be, for the first time in a global stage, on the side of Sentinels, you do not have that. Even though they have new players, they do have that experience.
That they do, and let's be honest, their new players have been just insane to boot for this squad, but I think they've really found themselves in this meta. They've worked together in a way, have really good team fightings in these late rounds. They play a lot of double initiator, have super strong exec ideas. The meta right now to me feels super good for a lot of the classic Korean style of a lot of Yuto combos, a lot of hard execs.
EDG को वोट चला गया 3 विकेट ना. 3 में से 2 EDG और 1 TL. नहीं, EDG जीता.
It's a lot different than what they've experienced back in Pacific.
Yeah, and speaking of some of those new faces, let's check in with 𝐒𝐴 and 𝐸𝐚.
Hey guys, I'm here right now with 𝐸𝐚 from DRX. Now 𝐸𝐚, you are now debuting on the global stage, and just a few weeks ago you debuted on the Pacific stage. Are you feeling a bit more nervous now? I mean, especially since Sentinels are your opponents. Does that add to that? How are you feeling?
I wouldn't say if I would feel nervous. I think I'm more excited to play, and also more excited that my enemy is Sentinels.
Well, I'm here to see that excitement on stage. Good luck.
Sentinels के सामने
Very cool. Doesn't seem nervous about it at all. But this is the thing about all of the players that are new on stage today. 𝐒𝐤𝐤, the 4 additions, the Sentinels as well as a DRX, all very cold, all very calm, all very collected.
Yeah, but that's until the match starts, right? And the tension starts going up. You actually have to perform. But Mika put it there perfectly. A few weeks ago, he was debuting in Pacific. Now he's debuting here. 2 days ago, he turned 19. Like, there is a lot going on in his life for such a young player.
𝐸𝐚's story is so cool, too, because this is his first time playing in Korea when he was playing in Pacific. He's a Korean-American guy, but he was playing in Challengers Japan last year. Well, I believe living in Hawaii, playing on ping all the way over into that Challenger scene. DRX scouted him, picked him up, and my God, has it been paying off. He has been outstanding in Pacific. He's one of those players that you look at him in a position where he's getting swung by 2 different players, and he's so good at getting the first kill, strafing, readjusting, and almost always doubling it up. The amount of 2Ks this guy gets it's just ridiculous, and it's his rookie year.
Yeah, we will talk a little bit more about freeing in just a moment as well, but for now, Bang and Narae, it's like seeing an old friend for us, Narae was in EMEA last year. We so graciously gave him back to America.
He's an American
we graciously returned him, and he looks great.
Yeah, he looks great. I think that he's found a very nice home in Sentinels. I think that he goes along with the entire vibe of the team, but see him at the way that he is evolving as a player with them, it makes a lot of sense.
And it was big shoes that he and Bang had to fill with TenZ and 𝐷ASI, 2 of the biggest names in Valorant, former champions in their own right, retiring. And it wasn't an easy road for Narae. He had a pretty rough start into Americas. Even after winning a game, there was that clip of him like going up to Kaplan, being very down on himself about his individual performance. But the last 2 games that Sentinels played to win the lower final and then go and make a great run in that final, I think he found the player that he was back with 𝐾 again. And he's had his 2nd Masters 1 in a row.
Yeah, but the last Masters, it wasn't a great end for him, but I suspect it'll be a lot better this time around because 𝐸𝐚, there is a reason why that everybody rates Sentinels so high coming to this tournament.
Absolutely, and it's because of the history. They did it last year, going on a lower bracket run in Americas, qualifying into the first Masters tournament, and there they won it all. They were the team that came out of the offseason with a lot of prep, with new changes, but in a lot of ways defined the meta and had an incredibly strong start to the year.
Not only that, the rest of the year was probably the most prolific for NA last year. Yes, they didn't end up winning champs, whatever, this and that. It was a very good year for them. And this roster is looking pretty good for what we're saying about the filling out the shoes. And also going back on the subject of Narae, yes, 𝐾𝐚𝐧𝐝 bombed out of the tournament in Masters Madrid, but his performance was not affected by it. I think that he was putting in the numbers even if they were losing.
And we can't forget about Bang. 100 Thieves did so well stage 2 and making an okay run at Shanghai. I think Bang was their best player, and he's just kept in that stride now with Sentinels in 2025.
Yeah, speaking of some of the Sentinels players, earlier 𝐒𝐴𝐵 caught up with 𝐿𝐞𝐝𝐢. Take a look at this.
Hey, I'm here right now with 𝐿𝐞𝐝𝐢 of Sentinels. Now, it wasn't too long ago that you faced off against DRX on a global stage, but they look a little bit different now. What's your read on their new squad?
I think they're coming very strong. Obviously, they won Pacific, but I feel like they kind of still have the same structure, same idea, same coach. I think we'll have a good read on them, and it'll be a good game.
What's your read on the Instalock 𝐶𝐤𝐤?
I mean, me and 𝐿𝐴𝐤𝐚 are kind of like the 𝐶𝐤𝐤 brothers, but I think I'm better than him.
All right, well, best of luck.
I'm so glad he mentioned that, the 𝐶𝐤𝐤 brothers. But he thinks he's better than freeing. Do you agree?
Yes, because I have seen freeing using ultimates and salvos that I don't think were really thought through or really understanding how to use it, or when is the it's not when is the moment, but actually what you're trying to achieve with it. Yes, he has only played 𝐶𝐤𝐤 for the entirety, for every single map that they have played during kickoff. Freeing has been on that agent, so the reps are definitely there, maybe.
I have to disagree in some ways around his drone and his stun use. I think it's the best of any 𝐶𝐤𝐤 I've seen. He does a great job of using those
the
abilities
will give you.
proactively. Honestly. He oftentimes is using the drone's suppression ability very strategically to take care of opposing ultimates. But John's looked great on the agent as well. This was a new thing for him, playing Sentinel in 2024, role swapping along with some other members, also changing roles into this year. And I think that him playing so much of this 𝐶𝐤𝐤 has allowed Sentinels to lean into this read they have of constantly breach 𝐶𝐤𝐤 Vice Yoru, which I think is so strong right now. Vice is the best Sentinel in my opinion. Yoru is the hard counter against other Vices, and a coordinated breach 𝐶𝐤𝐤 duo is so tough to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. And what kind of Sentinels are we going to see here? Are they going to go for the aggression? Are they going to take advantage of all of these pieces? Or are they going to be a little bit more laid back, trying to see what the opponent is going to be? I personally would like to see the first one because I want them to feel comfortable and convincing, and to see themselves as winners of this tournament.
Honestly, I also agree with Mimi maybe a little bit. I think freeing could have 𝐿𝐞𝐝𝐢's number on that 𝐶𝐤𝐤, but the wait is over. The fans are getting very excited behind me, so it's time to send this down to the stage and bring out your second set of teams. Today it is Sentinels taking on DRX.
Sentinel versus DRX.
Sentinels are no stranger to this stage. They won the first global event last year. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again. But DRX, with the addition of the new faces and the addition, what we talked about with freeing, playing only 𝐶𝐤𝐤 in this meta, this map, Paul, how do we feel?
Oh, that's very interesting. Seeing the Pearl band out here from DRX as well, going to Lotus to start for Sen. I think they're going to feel really comfortable on that map. I think they found themselves right at the end of the stage playing there. Their Vice looks really good. 𝐿𝐴𝐤𝐚 has a ton of different setups on this map that are really tough to call around. And DRX is a team that likes to go for a lot of hard executes, which I think is really brutal to play into the Vice while doing that, especially when you have no Yoru.
I like the DRX peeking onto the Haven. It hasn't looked the best for Sentinels, and even for them, I don't think it was the cleanest, but there are so many things, so much flexibility that you can have with the composition that they play in, that I think that it's the best choice they could have.
Yeah, floating the Haven for Sentinels too. They've only played that once. It was in the grand finals, was their permaban throughout the rest of the stage. And I'm gonna be real, it looked pretty rough in the finals. They played the Fnatic double duelist comp. It didn't look super practiced. They have to have something cooking here to leave it open.
Of course they will, but map 3 for me is very interesting. But let's talk about map 1 for now and take a look at the agent select and see if we're gonna get any changes.
That's what I was hoping for from DRX. You know 𝐿𝐴𝐤𝐚 is locking this Vice. You basically have to play in into the Yoru, and you get the synergy of the Breach Teo there. Great decision from DRX.
And especially when you decide to, the band that you're going to have be in Pearl for any team that comes from Americas is the right pick. But seeing also these changes, teams coming from the first seed that we just saw in EDG and now DRX, identifying the strengths, the combos that they can also have on the map, and how they can exploit what Sentinels do here, it's key.
Name of the game for DRX is A Rubble re-clears. Sen is going to be fighting there a lot. They have a super strong defense with Device, and the Yoru will help DRX get through that.
Well, our teams are locked in, so let's send it over to your casters. Give a warm welcome to 𝐒𝐿𝐢𝐴 and Paperthin.
Thank you very much. Here we are, DRX versus Sentinels for our second series here at Masters Bangkok. And already some changes, the desk highlighting it, the Yoru coming in for 𝐿𝐴𝐚. Second time that he has ever played it in a tracked game.
This is madness. I mean, you've got Bane switching off of the fade into a breach, so this looks to be potentially a little bit more execute heavy, a little bit more set heavy. And then the Cypher as well, something that we haven't seen from Flashback on this map so far this year. He's played Viper, he's played Vice, now he's going back to Cypher, an agent that we know he's very comfortable with, but usually we're used to seeing him on the likes of Abyss and other maps like that. But he's gonna have an interesting situation. There isn't a lot of ability to clear those trips. Yes, you can get the information with the fade, but you really only have the raise nades to deal with some of those locations. So I think it could be a little tricky because Sentinels on this map really likes to go C on their attack side. They really like to put a lot of pressure on that side of the map. They weren't super rubble heavy the last time they played this, so I'm pretty curious to see if this is kind of a mega picture, like big picture strategic decision from 𝐸𝐼 and company to more play against, like this comp to play against the way Sentinels plays.
And I think seeing that would be a bit of a relief for the DRX fans because it has been a little bit of a revolving door when it comes down to Asian compositions that we've been seeing from them. Played Lotus last 2 times versus T1, dropped both of those maps, and we kept seeing these little minor changes. This is now a lot more overarching. It's not just the flip of that Vice to the Viper, etc. Now you have the Cypher back into the mix. You don't have that Viper, you don't have that Vice yourself, but then that Yoru from 𝐿𝐴𝐚. He has been a huge bright spot for the team so far this year, but how is he going to look stepping onto this agent rather that he just does not have that much experience?
Yeah, both these teams. I mean, 𝐿𝐴𝐚 freeing for DRX, and then you've got players like 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐴, 𝐿𝐴𝐼. Everybody stepped up on the side of Sentinels at times where they can just make these explosive plays. I mean, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐴's a given quantity, of course, on DRX as well. He's always going to give you solid or beyond solid efforts, but both these teams have relied sometimes at some of those hero plays. You know, 𝐿𝐴𝐚 diving in, creating space, and getting these crazy 2K, 3Ks. But then on the other side, Sentinels have kind of done the same sometimes. And on this map the last time, it was 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴 who was popping the heck off. I mean, he had an ace on this map the last time they played it on the Vice. So super curious to see if he can keep that up.
See how they do fare. 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐴, of course, continuing. Reigns here carrying those 4 from the last time that really they played against Sentinels at a VCT event. As the IGL looking for a bit of revenge, perhaps, versus 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴 on the opposite side of that stage. But pressure's going to be mounting. And I think that overall, my biggest question for DRX is, how prepared are you with your rookies for an event of this magnitude, with this kind of crowd? Because let me tell you, I'm sure you guys can hear them on the stream, they have not been shy at all. The Thai fans here absolutely letting the teams know that they have their support. Will these players from DRX be prepped enough to bear with that, especially when the game stops going their way, starts going the way of Sentinels, to be able to hang in there? Sentinels overall, as far as that experience is concerned, they have the upper hand.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct. And I think another fun thing to look at is going to be the energy that both of these teams are going to be bringing to the stage, right? Look, Sentinels are a given quantity. We've seen them pop off. They talk about it literally during the matches, right? Like, so... But then on the other side of the coin, DRX, this isn't old school DRX anymore, folks. This is a team that pops off. If you haven't had a chance to watch DRX this year, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐴 is yelling.
Oh, yeah.
He is getting involved even. So this whole DRX team now is also able to bring that energy, bring those emotions. Obviously, Bane is going to be one of those players leading the way, but it's the whole team. They are so loud on stage this year in Pacific. It has been jaw-dropping.
Well, you hear that roar from the crowd, and it can only mean one thing. This game is ready to get kicked off. Let's go ahead and hop into Lotus from map number 1. We'll see which side of the crowd rings out a little bit louder. Is it going to be the Pacific faithful, or those from Sen City known the world around? Let's find out, as already 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴 pushing forward here at Rubble.
Yeah, it's looking like a pretty similar setup for the side of Sentinels. The last time they played this 2-1-2 split on their pistol, they like to spread the map a bit, and they always use this Viper wall further back. They sometimes just give up rubble control because they like to pinch you when you're trying to go through tree, when you're trying to execute onto a site. A little bit of information garnered. Gunman past the wall.
Gets past the wall, flashes himself there for a brief little moment. Contact coming his way for now. 𝐒𝐿𝐴 is just held back here at Waterfall. Rotation's going to start coming through from Sentinels, realizing that this is in fact going to be a C plant. Now, we'll just go ahead and get into the 5v5, the back end of this spike plant. Everyone's still untouched.
Got a little bit of utility here. Paranoia and Aftershock available for DRX to utilize.
Shot through, flash connecting, but just a tuck away there. 𝐒𝐿𝐴 staying safe here for the moment. That Paranoia still at the ready. Zekken trying to push forward. Paranoia crash across, connecting onto three. 𝐒𝐿𝐴's trying to open things up here from that waterfall side. Swinging into the smoke line up there as Bane's able to find one to rate. Firing back, but it's going to be DRX filling the kill feed as 𝐒𝐿𝐴 can find one more, but cannot get it done. Pistol goes the way of DRX.
Yeah, just a nice start here to this map for DRX. Working things nicely, being patient off the rip, just seeing if there's anything unusual from Sentinels in the beginning. There isn't. They're able to get Hyunmin past the wall. Then it's a good use of the salvos by freeing right as that wall is dropping to give DRX the ability to make that execute cleanly, safely, for Sentinels to play a full-on retake. And then they just lock it down with some good shots, and you can hear them. They are loud, folks. This is not the DRX of old.
Certainly not. Bane on the rejoin, give them some much-needed energy, as it's going to be a little bit of a rush play out here towards Mound. Cut of the noise in the meantime. Just going to be 𝐒𝐿𝐴's lonesome over here by A. Rides the rope, gets up top over towards safety, just relaying this pressure coming his way to the rest of the squad. Site will be taken. The plant can come through.
Yeah, they've got the U-tilt to watch the backside here, assuming they check the camera. It's get cleared. They're going to be aware of this long lurk flank from Sentinels. See if they want to get aggressive on this. Try to deny Sentinels going down to the spike.
Door broken open, 7 seconds until that next salvo comes online here for freeing. So it does have that concuss. 𝐒𝐿𝐴 plays close here for the moment. Bulldog in hand, Hyunmin down at drop. Bulldog of his own. Question is for SEN. They try to make a play for it. They just sit back. Looks like they're going to try to at least get something going here as Paint Shell does land. Hyunmin eating a bit of damage. But widely SEN seeming content to just go ahead and die to the spike. Get that death bonus for DRX. This does mean that they're going to be able to hold on to all of these weapons.
Yep, I think this is the right call here for DRX. Maybe you can find an exit frag with freeing. He's got one!
Pushes in. That's going to be a Bulldog loss unless 𝐒𝐿𝐴 can get over there. And he has one of his own, actually, so never mind. We need to try to relay that over to Flashback, who is just nowhere nearby. So we'll end up losing out on a singular rifle. DRX still get the 2-0 start they were looking for.
So far, so good, and DRX taking advantage of some of that early space that Sentinels will give up on this defender side. They do commit sometimes to fight for rubble, but they're not nearly as aggressive with it as a lot of other teams are generally on this map. So kind of an interesting way that they like to play. And again, a lot of it comes off the back of the toxic screen that 𝐼𝐴 is going to be setting up and utilizing. And Bang in particular is really annoying in tree. He's really creative with how he utilizes that space and moves around with it. Looks like Hyunmin gonna go out on his own, gets spotted.
Eats a haunt. Don't think he's too concerned about it, just given the gate crash setup that he has. And yep, we'll just go ahead, jump out. Bit of a rinse and repeat here for DRX. Similar scenes, similar movements from what we were witnessing in that pistol round. And once again, look to try to open things up as there goes the wall. This time though, Hyunmin not in front of it. They'll just cut noise and look to play this out quietly.
And already Sentinels are moving everything they have over to try to cut this execute off.
Born into the side. 𝐒𝐿𝐴's already eating some damage earlier on, down to 63 as the plant gets ready to come through. 𝐒𝐿𝐴 going to be looking to take a more forward position here. A little bit of reinforcements. The push out of the smoke comes through. Second from beyond the grave. Able to find one. Bane's going to be taken down. Flashback now with everything to do. Manages to find 2 kills. But in the end, they'll wait out the snake bite and get the defuse as Sentinels get themselves on the board.
That's decent damage for DRX, but I'm a little bit concerned there with how telegraphed that whole situation was for them. They used a bunch of utility to get the wall to go down. That buys the time for Sentinels to make an easy rotation over. Plenty of time for them to set up for that retake. It isn't the cleanest one, but the movement and the timing is good for them, which means DRX might need to think about that, see if 𝐒𝐿𝐴 can kind of understand that situation, that things have been pretty readable for them so far. Sentinels are making fast rotates. See if you can maybe use that against them. Still though, nice flood retake here for the side of Sentinels. Let's see if they can get it going, continue on here. So that is going to be, I believe, a Guardian buy down for 𝐒𝐿𝐴. Start the round. Again, this execute going to be given up. Sentinel's happy to give that space up. They don't mind letting you rotate over to B. Sometimes they'll use this toxic screen to catch you off guard.
Very heavy commit to this side of the map now. As Stealth Drone going to be spotted out, taken down. 𝐒𝐿𝐴 able to find a kill. His bang is just straight across him, and the man can't see a damn thing! And as he regains his vision, he will lose his life. 𝐒𝐿𝐴 picking up 2. Very fast reaction here as 𝐒𝐴 just desperately going to try to hop away. Knows that if he swings out, he is dead. Ends up falling to the aftershock. As on a quick peek, we'll find 𝐿𝐿𝐴.
DRX are wise to Sentinel's way. I mean, it's all util here that gets the job done. It's the stealth drone that identifies 𝐒𝐿𝐴, and then you're going to get the kill on a bang off the flash, and then you get an aftershock kill to boot. Crazy good preparation being shown so far from DRX. That round right there was as good as it gets as an anti. Unbelievable.
𝐿𝐴 now is having to stay tucked away, just that Guardian in hand. Doesn't look like anyone's going to go too deep in pursuit to try to find him and suss him out. We'll be able to go ahead and at least retain that, but DRX moving up now by 2. We'll get the upgrade here onto the Phantom. Just min-maxing as much as humanly possible here is 𝐿𝐴, but in the end, it's 3-1. DRX out in front at the moment here on Lotus.
Yeah, they're just really well drilled, as you would expect from a team with 𝐸RMI coaching them. You know, some doubt with this DRX roster coming together this year. But 𝐸RMI has once again worked magic. It's a great aftershock, great shot from Yeonmin, man. He's been electric coming in as the duelist for this squad. Has really been a great replacement for Buzz's huge shoes to fill.
Now, Dimensional Drift won away the Rolling Thunder as well, right there for Bane. Now margins, and obviously just that one Phantom carried over here, still in the hands of 𝐿𝐴. As 𝐿𝐴 push up into the smoke in second, able to find a right click. Showstopper's built up, but he cannot fire off the rocket. 𝐿𝐿𝐴, Jed the Bane, who somehow was a second aftershock kill on this map already. Whip City here around the box, but in the end, DRX crunch back against Sentinels. They do not allow for them to get a modicum of additional damage in that round.
I like the play call here from 𝐿𝐿𝐴. You know, they haven't shown any real rubble congestion or aggression. Just go deep in the paint, see what you can get done. And they do a fair amount of damage at the very least, give themselves a chance to sneak this one away. But freeing their great reactions against the showstopper, just in a really nice position to shut it down before the rocket could even get out to be shot. And then, yeah, a little bit of a whippy spray around the box, but into the next round, DRX this time going to go on an exploration towards Mound. And look at how fast the rotations are coming through. Already 𝐿𝐴 over here, along with 𝐿𝐿𝐴 and 𝐿𝐴.
Has to be. Have to be making these faster pivots as 𝐒𝐿𝐴 is just TP'd in. He's just hounding him down. 𝐿𝐿𝐴 assassinated him and now strikes. 𝐿𝐴 is gone. Second here to try to hold the line. Spots out one. It's a good timing there, but now the Rolling Thunder is crashing his way. Hooks back into the corner, staying safe here for the moment. Warning shots out there from Freeing. Solid efforts here from Sentinels to be able to keep things as even as they are, but right as I say it, 𝐒𝐴 picked apart. Cam cleared. Second flashed. Once again, forced away as Bang now arriving in from Waterfall. Sends out that paranoia, but it only connects onto one. 2 targets, second! Somehow nearly gets that transfer off into the second kill. With 2 players left alive, DRX now move up 5-1.
I'm pretty sure 𝐒𝐿𝐴 double TP'd. I think he set up a smoke on the edge, on the corner of the C site, TP'd into it, then TP'd again, right into the back. Yep, unbelievable stuff. Hit the stun as well. So Bane there coming in big with his utility. Some big assists. He was so good in the grand finals of Pacific with that util. And he's continuing on that once again. Has just really embraced this role of, obviously, you know, the jokes abound that he's the Korean 𝐿𝐴, the hype man, but really he's been doing a great job with setting up his teammates. He has really embraced that role.
Action does not stop. Yeonmin off the rip here in the round. Immediately just going to be sending out the ultimate. Tries to send a flash, but ends up getting stunned, so can't go for the swing out that he wanted. Another little peek in the haunt. This time 𝐒𝐿𝐴 tipping up on top of the platform. Ends up getting gunned down, and this is going to be a big advantage. The first real one that Sentinels have had. They look to get themselves a second round win. Land's still going to be coming through. Armageddon available from Freeing. As that is going to be the Steel Guardian coming in. Freeing trying to go off, but a timing, trying to catch them here while he still had his rifle in hand, but ends up falling to the wayside. So now 2v5 to try to convert this one. Tapping on the spike to swing onto the corner. The shorty not going to be finding too much, but Bang is finding them both. massacres them there. And that is going to be a flawless round for Sentinels to go ahead and get the second win.
Yeah, that's a huge breath of fresh air for Sen. It's just a quick execute off the back of the Yoru ult. 𝐒𝐤𝐢𝐚 wins a battle against Flashback, just a fadeaway there with the Phantom. Oh, 𝐿𝐿 got the spot off the fade util. And they're able to use that Steel Garden nicely to make sure that it is a much easier affair at the end.
And it's a great snappy reaction.
Yeah.
One ultimate, you get 2 away from DRX, and you get the round win on top while retaining all of your weapons, so you can try to start building up this economy that's widely been getting away from you.
Absolutely correct. And you've got some big ultimates to counter some of what DRX might want to do here. There's a lot of that util to clear the space. Catch a player out, and Eri lets loose with the Nightfall.
Sends it out, gets multiple players on the side of DRX. Be operating without their audio. 4-player setup here from the side of Sentinels. Damn convinced that this is going to be an A-site hit in the end.
I'd like to see DRX work the map a little bit now. Okay, the ult's been used. Your positions have been identified.
There.
Maybe you think you can get away with just kind of pausing a little bit. Open the door here for 𝐸𝐸𝐚. That toxic screen looks like it's going to dissuade him momentarily.
Oh, the push-up from the rate. Bold with it, goes out. Especially the final one before getting traded out. Bang trains it up. 𝐸𝐸𝐚 dead, Flashback dinked. Dead as Bang comes away with another. Now just Bane and freeing. Still inching forward, still playing forward into this site. Sentinels have 3 players ready to reply.
Very difficult. Still the stealth drone. Would use it to check the site itself. Bane still with an aftershock for the post plan if they can get it there.
30
but
seconds
Boombot
left.
going to confirm the positioning here. Now Sentinels keen to wait for their moment to strike. See what the decision is going to be. If they're going to let them plant, that seems to be the case. Wait for 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 to get over, really make sure you've got the full forces available for this retake. Don't give DRX any chances. Don't give them the 1v1s.
Salvos is trying to check a couple angles here, and Bane respects the damage, creeps forward, trying to catch Second off guard. Has it worked is the question. Freeing in the meantime, needing to try to hold the door. 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 getting ready to go on the swing. The gun barrel spotted there for a brief moment. He's playing it so patiently, and he walks right into it. The kill does come through, but now he's on his lonesome. Looks to go for the drop down, get the aftershock through. But 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 will take his feet out from underneath of him. Sen starting to rally back, get themselves a 3rd round win.
Yeah, this is the Sentinels that I'm used to seeing so far this year on this map. Really patient play around that toxic screen. Keep your opponents guessing. When are you going to get aggressive off of it? You know, you use the Nightfall. You don't do much off the back of it. Yeah, they get some info. They're able to just kind of plant their feet, wait things out. And then it's a nice push there from some of the players, waiting for that toxic screen to fall, for their moment to strike. Bang, right, ready and waiting for the trade there. Really nicely done. Flashback having a little bit of tough time on some of these 1v1s. He's been good on some of the defenses in terms of post plants, but some of these 1v1s he's been losing, 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 and others, so I like this timeout from DRX.
I was going to say, you know, timeout call comes through despite the scoreline. It is DRX, 𝐸𝐸𝐼𝐻 wanting to try to slow down this momentum that's starting to build up from the side of Sentinels, but you heard it from 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 saying, guys, keep playing confidently. Clearly things a bit shaky in these initial rounds. Onus is now on DRX to try to silence that confidence on the opposite side of the stage.
For sure. And what I hope that 𝐸𝐸𝐼𝐻 might be instilling in �MaKo and the others here is spread the map a little bit. Let's work, try and bait out some of the utility, try to bait out some of the Sen players. You know, we used a lot of our playbook here with some set executes. We went with some fast rounds. Some of them didn't work, some of them did. Let's try and slow the pace down a little bit now and see if we can catch Sentinels off guard and push and pull them around the map a little bit more. You will find some openings against Sentinels as well. That's something that teams have done rather well against them. That's one of the weaknesses I found in my VOD review of the Sentinels leading up into this event, is that sometimes they just kind of leave some pretty big gaps. And if you have good reads on it, you can sneak through, get some huge flanks, get some easy kills. So far, DRX, though, has been really clean with their util usage. But Sen has responded in kind. Got their heads on straight now. 𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 sensing the pressure. Just going to get on out. Orb fed over to 𝐸𝐸𝐼𝐻. Still a few away from the next one, but still have the Armageddon, still have the neural theft available. �MaKo's ult as well.
𝐿𝐿𝐼𝐻 will just go ahead and stay put here for the moment, but now that salvo comes through. �MaKo once again looking for the same TP setup. It's over towards that side instead. Paranoia up over the top, gonna be able to get a connection, but 𝐒𝐈 just spamming through the wall. Does manage to gun him down. Pain finding one, is freeing. The Armageddon across the way, second ends up getting mowed down by it. Now it's banging 𝐒𝐈. Trying to somehow clutch this out. Seems like the call, just put it back away, or at least just a quick peek in from behind. Need an opening and they need it ASAP. They actually want to try to pull the trigger on going for this retake. Player spotted the swing out, 𝐸𝐺, however, holding down that defender's side. Bang, hits the floor, and 𝐒𝐈 once again is going to have to backpedal, but this time DRX, they are hot on his heels. They are on the hunt. Slides up alongside the box, a swing on the corner. Snappy to readjust, gets the headshot. Everybody else swooping in from behind. They want this guy dead. We'll go ahead and make contact once again here with Bane, it would seem, but no. Looks like he opts to just go ahead, take his death into his own hands, not allow for them to get the ult charge, to get the money that could have given them the Rolling Thunder.
This is fascinating stuff that we're seeing from 𝐞𝐞 and DRX.
Very loosey-goosey.
He's acting like a duelist.
Yeah.
He's the first one in. He's jumping in, leading the charge, opening up space. And 𝐸𝐺 there, able to be the one to back him up off the back of it with the Yoru util. I mean, it's crazy. And then you've got the Armageddon and everything else you need for that post plant.
Yeah, just a hairline catch there onto second. Thought he was clear of it. Ends up barely hitting that SK. Ends up getting ripped apart by that Armageddon. So now we're going to see a timeout call, this time from the SEN camp. Kaplan similarly not wanting for DRX to start revamping up with their momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tricky what DRX is throwing at you. I mean, that last time out was just all about another set play. That was all it was. And if they can beat you like that, you know, against a team like Sentinel, sure, on your attacker side, you're going to have some opportunities to showcase your ability to do the very same thing, because this is a team that is very, very good at that. But right now, they got to stop the bleeding. DRX is looking really, really strong. You've got the showstopper for 𝐒𝐈 coming into this next round. Maybe you can find a good way to utilize that. Sometimes 𝐒𝐈 will get like really close to the front of B main when he has a showstopper or something like that, like hoping the opponents will group up, clump up, that he can find an opportunity to try to catch them in a choke point with it. See if maybe he opts to try that at C. Odin as well, going to be invested in for narrate. Start spamming through those walls, seeing if he can find any connections onto DRX players, but for now, looks like maybe a 3-2 split. Flashback, calling for a little bit of backup from 𝐞𝐞. 𝐒𝐈.
Immediate exit, dancing around these shots. He's stagnant, tucked in behind Mount here. Free swings out, and this time the shots will connect, freeing, able to go ahead and come away with a free kill. 𝐞𝐞 just staying put here.
And they're rotating off that kill. They haven't done this yet. And Sentinels isn't moving. They haven't budged. They're not biting.
They've also kept this Odin quiet for the time being. Not sure if this is going to be red at all. 𝐒𝐈 is also just tucked in behind the box, is trying to find that stealth drone. Cannot do so. 𝐒𝐈 is now going to be forced back away. The aftershock even thrown towards him to try to stave him off. And 𝐞𝐞 once again leads the charge, rushing forward, finding 𝐺, finding 𝐒𝐈. Right there. Just given the money here. 𝐒𝐈 going to stay put over on that C site. 𝐒𝐈 there at upper.
Spike planted.
DRX could go on the hunt, but otherwise looking like a flawless round for them to get to 7.
It's been, what, four or 5 years now? 𝐞𝐞's back to playing Duelist. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah,
he started
back.
out, yeah, Babo's back. Like, unbelievable. The way he's just pushing the base here with these teleports, finding space, finding weaknesses in Sentinel's defensive setups, and getting through and getting huge opening kills, or at least creating the space that DRX needs to get their executes to go. And Sentinels there make some good decisions, quite frankly. They just get bamboozled by 𝐞𝐞, and he's been doing that to people on this map. I mean, remember what he did to 𝐿𝐴𝐿? The way he was all over the place with those teleports.
Oh, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐿. Does he have the lineup for it? 𝐞𝐞 out for blood, and he will find it. Kill comes his way. 𝐸𝐺 does get dropped off screen over towards C site, so 𝐒𝐈 able to go ahead and retain his weapon. That's as good as it gets right now. 7 rounds confirmed here for DRX at the half, guaranteeing that they will be out in the lead. Potentially all the way up to 9. The ult economy is also very much on their sides. Rolling Thunder and the Dimensional Drift both available from the shadows from 𝐞𝐞. also there.
Let's see how they want to use the dimensional drift this time. Last time it was for a quick B hit, but now you can get some info. You could put that Rolling Thunder to really good use off the back of it as well. If you can find second, even better, because he's got that showstopper still, and you'd love to get that identified. You'd love to get that out of the round.
Bang noted, Tree, the call comes in, it's clear. They know that he's backpedaled. There's the TP forward. On the flash, the one sent, just trying to see if he can get a catch. Sentinels quick to get on the rotate, work their way across towards this A site. This is still on a bit of a late linger though, as Pain Shell as well as that bite sent, just trying to catch somebody with the vulnerability. Second for this showstopper is gonna have to go huge. Finds one, 𝐒𝐿 gonna be taken down. Rolling Thunder now coming out in reply, connecting onto 3 different players. Holds them here at bay for the moment. The South throws now built up, set up towards drop. Pain gets another aftershock kill. 3 in the map, it's unheard of. Narrate now taken down as 𝐒𝐚𝐥 just scales forward into the backside. Looks to steady the aim, but it doesn't matter. Pain and Freeing are there. They have the kills, they have the covering fire, and DRX with a 5-round lead going to the last round of the half.
The speed and tenacity that DRX is defending these retakes, these flood retakes with is crazy. I mean, look, we've seen some pretty insane reactions from these players. This is the best yet. They are clearly not bothered by being on a bigger stage, not even in the slightest. These new players for this team are stepping right up to the plate. And of course, you've got some of the veterans who were here last year, who played Sentinels last year and lost to them in Champions. And 𝐒𝐚𝐥 just gets one off the rip.
I mean, already second dead over by the orb here at A. And now they have to try to bail out. Bang here. Positioned up on top of rubble. Narrate instead is going to be the one catching a stray as Bang slowly, steadily tries to creep back, tries to offer up something, tries to summon an elimination through this Viper wall, but has not been able to find it. 𝐒𝐿 almost goes for the stick. Does end up getting broken, but Bang once again is going to have to backpedal. To set up the smoke, 𝐒𝐚𝐥 already, however, here in the sight, and maybe a glimpse caught there on the minimap. Either way, Bang has fallen. 𝐿𝐿𝐼 watching the rope. He's delivered a bit of a freebie, but as 𝐒𝐿𝐿 just counter swings, he takes his head clean off. DRX will go ahead and seal the deal, 9-3 at the half.
I mean, this is just a masterclass in execution from DRX. And I'm talking about the way that they're setting up their attacks, the way that they're chaining and organizing their utility is immaculate. I mean, just finds a little bit of gap there. 𝐒𝐚𝐥 finds that kill. Freeing next up to bat. Let's go. Takes down another. Oh, Bane got the spot right through the smoke right beforehand.
They're looking damn clean.
They're on fire.
A moment of reprieve here for Sentinels as we get ready to go into the halftime. See you guys on the other side.
Had it with your old phone? We've got you. At Verizon, trade in any old phone for iPhone 16 Pro on us, on any plan. And get iPad and Apple Watch Series 10, all 3 on us. That's up to $2,000 in value, only on Verizon. Red Bull gives you wings.
मैप सही था DRX के लिए 9-3 स्विच हुआ नाइस रे DRX का इनिशिएट अच्छा हो रहा था एक साइड पे दोनों अलग अलग या यूरो जा रहा था दूसरे साइड पे 4 के 4 लोग जा रहे थे यूरो थोड़ा सा पुश करके अगर उस साइड पे मिलता है तो वो स्विच कर रहे थे उस साइड पे मतलब A साइड पे जा रहे या C साइड पे जा रहे उन्होंने मोस्टली पूरा का पूरा मतलब बहुत ही कम राउंड उन्होंने B इनिशिएट किया और सेन का शायद से अर्ली फाइट्स में जा रहे थे वो उनको इन ही नहीं होने दे रहे थे उसके लिए आई डोंट नो पहले मिल रहे थे उनको वो ऑफ एंगल से वो सब चीज़ें डिफेंडिंग चालू उनका अटैकिंग चालू सेकंड और थर्ड शायद से वो 1-1 और 2-1 कोई भी ऐसा जीते 2-1 से हाँ 2-1 से कोई ना कोई जीतेगा
Too many times, rally back when things look tough or just go on a streak when they absolutely need to. So they definitely can right here. and they're already looking to try to do a little bit more damage to see. This is their favorite side against MIBR, and I pointed it out earlier, Flashback, I think, might be under a lot of pressure on this half, so he's going to really need to step up on that Cypher.
As the cam setup hasn't revealed it quite just yet, and once he does toggle it, should pretty much reveal all, but they're going to be able to get it forward here, towards the side a little bit faster. Yeah, there's a trip, does get a catch. 𝐤𝐚 just trying to hold things down over for Waterfall. Flashback trying to stop, get in there on the opposite side. Cannot do double break! What just happened? Tap after tap, freeing, shuts them down, and says, no, not this time. This C site is ours.
He is electric. That is crazy. That second tap is so good. Right there for the finish onto the ace. And the pop-off as well.
From on Dark Horse at first strike to one of the biggest stages in Valorant esports. Welcome to the global scene, freeing. What a way to open up this second half.
He has just been nasty all throughout kickoff. And that's just case in point right there, folks. There's that cam again. We get a lot of good info.
DP forward here alongside the box, but 𝐤𝐚 has the angle in towards the smoke. It's going to be John QT taken down, bang, noted. As they just continue to spray away, freeing, looking for a little bit more, but there you go. Flawless round as DRX to absolutely speed run their way through this opening half.
And those are brutal losses for Sentinels. You know, when you're down 9-3, you're really looking at that pistol round to turn things into your favor. And this is something that killed Sentinels against G2 in the Grand Finals of Americas. They were losing a lot of pistols, starting on the wrong side of almost every map. And once again, they are on the wrong side of things. DRX looking so good. Come on, Soul, get the action.
Live it up a little bit. We must have gotten the footage, you know, from
That's
right after.
Yeah.
Surely.
That was after the pop-off. Well, a little bit of attempted info gained towards mid to B, but now Sentinels, three-man stack, leaving the spike behind though. So trying to see if they could get any util out of DRX there. A little bit of a check, but DRX not biting at all. TP gonna be sent over towards A by 𝐤𝐚 to make sure that he can quick rotate. Instead, a couple players pivoting towards B, trying to maybe set up for a bit of a crunch. Freeing though, sliding in to maybe help out Bane. There is that tripwire right at the front of B as well. Give them a little bit of extra time and a little bit of extra info. 𝐒𝐚𝐥
Really extended off contact here. Salvos now flying forward, freeing on the peak. Finds 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴. Armageddon now online, catches a glimpse of the shoulder there on the second. Opts to play this out wisely. Yeah, plays it patiently, knows, okay, I have the ult now available, and Flashback knows exactly what Bang is going to try to do. Finds the kill.
30 seconds left.
𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴 cleared out. Cam still here on the entryway, but Flashback scales forward, getting closer and closer toward this entryway. Trying to surprise, wanted to try to get the jump. Bane here has the trip to try to play off of, cleared out the stinger, they line up! No, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐴 does get involved. Gets a piece of the pie, but John just doesn't have it. The spike is stranded here at the entryway. He's got 5 HP. No recourse available other than to try to hold on to this weapon. Looks like DRX is looking at the death ball. They say, we've got the cash, we've got the funds, we've got the confidence. And now they're looking for the win.
I mean, they're just so great at reacting to every move that Sentinels is trying to make. It helps when you've got freeing just lasering people down. And then Bane there able to play right off that tripwire. 𝐒𝐚𝐥 as well, giving him a little bit of backup. Now Sentinels looking to take another timeout, seemingly, as they are looking at a nearly impossible task of coming back on this.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is just a moment for Kaplan to kind of get the boys in a right headspace. Say, hey, let's try and get 4 or 5 rounds in a row here. Let's come out on a high note. Let's see if we can deflate this DRX team a little bit. I don't mind this at all. You've got the timeout. You might as well burn it. But this has been absolute disaster for Sentinels on their map pick of Lotus.
Yeah. Certainly not the way that we were anticipating this to go. And I mean, again, the quandary surrounding DRX was how is this comp going to look? They are a very good, execute heavy team. With the Yoru in here, there's a lot of things they can do, but how comfortable is 𝐤𝐚 going to look? It looks like he's been playing Yoru his entire life on stage.
It does. It looks so clean. I mean, and it helps when you've got players like 𝐒𝐿 who can step into a slightly different way of playing Omen off the cuff and set up that space for you to be actually the secondary entry in a lot of situations for DRX. Here on the defender side, well, Freeing's been lighting players up. That helps a lot too. And he has been just as good as always. 17-5 right now for the Taeho main. Now they've got 4 players here at Rubble. They're so ready for this. DRX.
And what is that shot? Unbelievable. Any game plan that Sentinels established in that timeout has been shattered as 𝐤𝐚 picks second out of the sky. Armageddon mows him down. John QT is dead, and 𝐿𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐿 is surrounded. DRX collapse in on top of Sentinels, and they smother them out of this map of Lotus 13-3.
It's DRX